Good evening, Facebook Live. How are you all doing? I hope all is well with each and every last one of you. As promised, I am back this evening and I wanted to be able to talk to you about a couple of things as usual, but at the same time give you some tips to take along the way once I leave this broadcast. So today's been an interesting day. As many of you know, my name is Vanessa Canteberry. I am the founder of Inspired by Vanessa, where I teach people how to walk into their purpose, but also embrace it as well. And for them to be able to live the life that they always dreamed about. And turn it to a reality. So making that transition from a W2 mindset over to the 1099 mindset so you can live out loud. Makes sense? So today's been an interesting day. It's been full of adventure in a good way, in a questionable way, in ways where you got to sit back and just think. And so as I was thinking about the topic of today, it made me just say, you know what, we need to talk about this. So I'm looking forward to hearing your comments below and sharing this out because this is going to be good. And so one of the things I wanted to say the topic is going to be about today is how are you skeptical? But think about it. How are you skeptical? But oftentimes people use that word so loosely without doing their research. They're skeptical about doing something that could be beneficial to their future, but they have no questions when it's something that don't even give them anything in return. That's something that they could be able to just devalue as soon as you walk off the parking lot. Something that is just stuff. Makes sense? So when I say skeptical, people say it's like, oh, they just not sure. I'm not sure, but whatever. And then they look over to the other side and ignore the situation versus asking questions, versus doing your research, all of those good things. So how much longer are you going to continue to be skeptical? So perfect example, if you want to be able to buy you a house. Hello, Terry. How are you, hon? If you want to be able to buy you a house and you're not sure what's the necessary steps for you to purchase that home so you could be able to have where it could be able to give you value, but you don't know, are you going to overlook it, not ask questions, not do any research, and then just continue to rent, throwing money away? Think about it. Are you know that you are a good person and you ready to go into a relationship, but you've been burnt so much from relationships and you just sick and tired? So are you not going to give that one person that could be possibly your mate for life, your husband, your wife, whatever the case may be? You're not going to give that person a chance because what? You're skeptical. Think about it. Would you rather be miserable versus being happy with the person that's supposed to be in your position, the person that's supposed to be in your life, the person that's supposed to stand by your side, the person that's supposed to pray for you, that person that's supposed to push you, that person? Or are you going to continue to be skeptical? Now, you know that you could probably qualify for a position on your job, but somebody told you that you don't qualify for it because you don't have those degrees for it, so you turn around and you just don't go for it. Are you going to take that risk and apply for it? Because you know you are worth it. You know you're capable of doing that position. How would you know if you have not even gave it a thought? If you haven't even gave it a chance? If you haven't even took the risk? Nothing. How would you know? Or better yet, you want to be able to write a book, but at the same time, you don't know how to write a book. Or maybe you have a book, but you want to be able to become a bestseller, or maybe even New York's bestseller. But again, you never wrote a book before. You don't know anybody in your family or in your circle that wrote a book. So therefore, you're not going to write a book because you don't even see yourself at the top of the charts. I'm just saying. So you telling me that you're not going to do it? Really? Think about it. I want you to really, really think about these things. Or better yet, you would be able to retire earlier in your life and not have to work for somebody for the rest of your life. And you, yes, you choose yet again to what? Not do any research, not invest in yourself, not nothing. And you continue to work a job and you're miserable as heck. But you're skeptical. So I say all of these things for a reason, guys. Yes, you are human, but we are in a time where we need to be able to be balanced and juggle both living life across the board in life and in business for personal reasons freely. Just think about it. Freely. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be able to just do the things that you love. Like today was a busy day, and I was running some errands, and after running some errands, my daughter wanted to be able to go and say, you know what, you want to go for ice cream? No, darn well I don't need no ice cream, but yeah, I want to go for ice cream because this is the time I can be able to spend with my baby. We could be able to have a conversation. We could be able to catch up. I'm not working on my phone all day, but we could be able to have that ice cream and have that moment, even if it's just for 30 minutes to an hour. I was able to do that in the middle of the day. I didn't have to get permission. But because I took the time to be able to invest in myself, I took the time to be able to build my business, I took the time so I could be available for those precious moments. I was able to be there and say, you know what, I could run these errands with my baby. And at the end of the day, I could be able to turn around and have ice cream with her because that's what she wants. Makes sense. I didn't have to take off time from my job, get permission from them, turn around, make up the time, or work later like I used to, just because I want to be able to give something to my baby. Come on now. Or better yet, that my grandson had to be dropped off. Normally, he's not dropped off in the middle of the week at all. He's usually here on Fridays and maybe even the weekend. But because my daughter needed me for him to be dropped off today, I was home. I was home and said, okay, no problem, bring him home. Right? I don't have to worry about saying, dang, I need to leave work to be able to get my grandbaby because nobody else can be able to pick him up. Right? Those moments like that, this is what I want you guys to think on a bigger level, on a bigger scale, so you guys can understand that. What if those moments do come up? Do you remember those moments when you had to wait for somebody to say, okay, it's time for you to be able to take that time off, or you're going to have to use your PTO time, or you're going to have to use a sick day because that's the only way you're going to be able to get paid for that day? Okay? Better yet, while my daughter was driving, I was in the passenger seat. I was able to do a couple of things on my phone, respond to some emails, answer some text message, coach a client, and answer some other things in that moment as I was out and about working my business. So at the last minute, when my daughter wanted to be able to go for ice cream, no problem. Let's go. I hope this is really making sense to you guys. I want you guys to take the moment to be able to do that research on whatever that is that you want to be able to do. You're not skeptical when it's time for you to go out and purchase items that doesn't give you any value, but you have no problem with overlooking something that can give you value, something that can be beneficial. I'm saying this because I've done it for years. I will overlook so much stuff, thinking about, oh, there's no way I could be able to have a business because I have nobody in my family who has a blueprint of a plan. So what can I put in place for me to have a business? Not only have a business, but have a successful business. What can I do? But because I've done my research, because I've used the tools and the tips that's right in front of us. We on social media all day. You telling me you can go to Google and you can research, you can pick up a book and be able to start reading. Reading is fundamental. Research is educational. I mean, come on, guys. We are in a time where we need to be able to stop being so skeptical about something that can be so beneficial. If I continue to live my life about somebody who hurt me and somebody who broke my heart, then I wouldn't be able to be in a position where I could be able to have somebody to be able to love me the way that I deserve to be loved. Think about it. Think about it. So why not balance those things out? Why not continue to be able to grow and continue to be able to live the life that you always dreamed of? I have some amazing things that's taken place in 2017 that is blowing my mind. But if I did not take that risk, if I did not do some research, if I stopped being so skeptical, if I started, and I'm glad that I started standing up on my faith, and here I am with you today to be able to encourage you so you could be able to do the same thing. Because the same God that blessed me, why wouldn't he not bless you? But at the same time, you got to be able to put some work into this thing so you could be able to live your life. So I am coaching people how to be able to start their business. I am coaching people how to break from that fear that they keep holding back. I am here to be able to help people to do so many amazing things because I've done the work. I've accomplished so much in a short amount of time of becoming a speaker, becoming a coach, having a home-based business, being on radio, being on podcasts, and being an author in a short amount of time versus any other time. Think about it. Okay? So with that being said, my office is evaded. So I got to go. I got a grandbaby in the background. I'll talk to you guys later.